Have you ever cheated in your past relationships?
Have I ever cheated in my past relationships? Yes. She was a really great fucking woman. You know? Like, everybody got their own flaws and stuff like that. She had these motherly traits. The motherly traits, like the traits that when a woman really loves you, she nurtures you. This bitch used to make me breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, man.
And I fucked that up. I gotta take a shot. Yo.
Welcome to the Everything and Anything podcast, where we talk about everything and anything. I'm your host, Frank.
And I'm your host, Uzi.
And today we got a special guest here. Oh. We got Ty Cooper in the building.
Ty!
Where's the motherfucking soundboard? Where's the soundboard? But it's all good.
We'll do it in post.
You got it. Exactly. The importance of the internet and technology these days.
Oh, yes.
Post is always where it's at.
Yeah, bro. This is a pleasure doing this interview for you, bro. And this is. I've been dying to do this, bro.
Same. Yes.
You were the first peoples that we wanted to, in our minds, that we wanted to interview, and people put respect on your name out here. You know, I feel like you got your foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? So if you just want to give like a quick who you are, where you're from, for people that don't know you and they don't know who you are.
Yeah, are you originally from Providence?
Yes.
New England?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Here.
It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ty Cooper. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. I am a multifaceted creative, multidimensional. It spans from the interests of dance, comedy, film, and just a plethora of just interests in different genres of music that makes up this multifaceted being that I am today. So
that's awesome. I didn't know you did dance and theater, man. We got to tap into that a little bit more later.
Hell yeah. I love theater. I was in theater in 6th grade, which, you know, obviously we can go down the timeline when we can get to that point.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So what's that? What, in middle school, 6th grade?
Yeah, 6th grade. I went to this school in Providence, Nathaniel Green.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah. Nathaniel Green. That was such a great time. You gotta think, this was like 2003, so this is like Chappelle's Show when it first came out.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I remember that shit so vividly. I used to go to school, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Chappelle's Show came on Tuesday nights. It felt like it came on every night, but like, I was such a Chappelle Show fan that I was in school getting in trouble for like impersonating Dave Chappelle and just repeating the jokes from the skits and having the entire class laugh. Or like, if something happened, I always would just I would always find a way to get back to that, like where I could just reiterate something. And I think that inspiration, or something about just being able to express myself theatrically, it always been like a natural part of my being. So 6th grade, when I was, you know, going to school, I remember having a theater class, and it was like a selective thing that you could do back in middle school of like what days you could select what days you want to have theater or whatever curriculums. And it was to the point where like I spent most of my time in the auditorium. Like I wasn't so much of a kid that like bunked school or like cut class like that. But like when I did cut class, it just seemed to always be linked back to the auditorium, or in the back of the auditorium where the theater class was. And my theater teacher was really cool, and I think her name is Mrs. McQuaid, if I'm not mistaken. And she understood. Like I used to say I forgot who I said she looked like. I think I said she looked like Sarah Silverman or some shit. But like she understood like the early versions of myself at that time that wanted to express himself, and I did it wholeheartedly and at that time. So I think back. I think I'm thinking of two different theater teachers. Maybe no, I'm lying. I'm thinking about the right one.
So you would say early on, right?
6th and 8th grade was like hard body theater, but like 6th grade for sure is where it started.
That's where you started getting like familiar with stage and presence, and
that's costumes and shit. Like, I like dressing up, whether it's like the goofiest costume or like a character, or just really locking in on a character and the personality traits.
Ah, okay.
I like that. Yeah, and I know there's a lot much more work that I could do in that department, and I'm slowly but surely going to get to a place where I'm going to really be on top of it, where the music, especially the visuals, it's going to be more than just performance shots. Like there's going to be a lot more, like you guys would be in it. Like don't be surprised when I ask you guys to be in like a visual and you're playing that. Like you look like you could be like, well, are you Dominican?
No.
What are
Puerto
you?
Rican.
Puerto Rican. All right, let's say if you was like a Puerto Rican drug cartel guy, but like, or it could be anything, but like you would be, I would do it in a way where like it just fits you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And vice versa. Like it just literally like blends and meshes well on camera, like dialogue wise, or like having extras in the elements of like a music video where it's not just 60 niggas standing in front of a camera doing the same thing, right? Which is okay, you know, if the song's good. But you know, visually, I look forward to just becoming more inspired to like just add those elements to the songs, because I feel like my songs like have so much multiple like, you know, triple entendres of meanings.
Yeah, multi-layered. Yeah, I get that from your music a lot.
From the title, the concepts of the projects, or like the concept of the song. Like there's so much context to it that like the visual just helps bring the depth of the concept out.
Absolutely.
Like the clarity of it. You know, so I just want to get more vivid and more intentional. That's what I look forward to doing. So I'm just thankful that I started at such an early age with finding who I was, or just finding a lane to express myself. And
that's really cool, man. Yeah. Was it around the same time, you would say like 6th grade 2003, when you also started your musical journey, your musical inspiration? Was that around the same time, would you say, like if you had to put a timestamp on it?
I would say, because like I like to look back at these interviews, and they always like think about a time frame of where it all started. I feel like it started when I was like 8 years old. So that was like 2001. Like this is like, you know, the Attitude Era of WWF, the beloved Attitude Era. Right. So I grew up of like Raw's War and like Thursday Night SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? When like the whole X-Pac and like D-Generation X, like where you would get in trouble for telling people to suck it. Like, I remember those were the days. Those were the days where I was like getting my inspiration, and I just remember being a 7 turning 8-year-old young boy in 3rd grade, where my birthday's in October, so like I feel as though I was always the youngest.
Okay.
I was the youngest in my class, but I graduated early, like 17.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I remember being 7 turning 8, and my dad, I bring this story up a lot. My dad had got married, ironically, on the same day my sister's birthday, and he didn't have like a very just, you know, regular wedding. Like it was really like he went all the way out. Okay, it was like limousines, like all my cousins from Memphis, Tennessee, and Dallas, Texas, and Alabama, they came down. So my dad's wedding, he had like a horse in a carriage. He had doves that you like release and stuff. Okay. Like expensive ass cake. And just where I'm going at is like, I'll never forget, my Uncle Ronnie was the best man at my dad's wedding, and he was trying to get everybody to like, you know, he's a ball buster. He's one of the uncles.
There's always one in the family.
He's the uncle that
one.
likes calling everybody else, and like he's a really great guy, but he's like super fucking what's the word? I don't want to say emotional, but like my Uncle Ronnie, like he like has a big heart, so he says how he feels, has no filter, and like he was trying to get everybody to dance, and I remember not everybody wanted to dance at the time, so you know, like the movie, is it Best Man?
Oh, with
the Best Man Holidays or
well,
the
that's
Best Man
the new
Wedding.
one. The Best Man, where the iconic fucking electric slide cameo, the Candy song. That is the song they played at my dad's wedding.
Oh.
And now watch. Everybody was sitting in their chairs trying to be cordial. And I'll never forget, I was in my tux. I was like a nice young handsome boy at the time. And for some reason, I got up and started dancing. And I was the only one dancing.
On the dance floor.
Only one dancing. But it's like, I don't know what took over me, because next thing I knew was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes go by. And then now there's a big ass fucking circle.
Oh, shit.
Like the entire wedding was circled around me. I never forget, God bless my grandmother, Grandma Mixon. My Grandma Mixon was there. My Grandma Mixon got into the circle.
That's so awesome, bro.
My Grandma Mixon, like everybody. And then they're just like, you know, like cheering for me, and like, you know, I always been like, you know, a fan of my mom's plethora and my dad's plethora of music. So like listening to James Brown randomly, like growing up, to where now at my dad's wedding I'm doing fucking James Brown splits.
Wow.
And they're throwing money and coins. They're throwing fucking peppermints at me.
Oh.
And I swear on everything I love, I ended up walking away with like $55 and ones. $55 in ones to a nigga that's 7, 8 years old.
That's a lot.
That look like a rat.
Heck
Right,
yeah,
right,
That
bro.
look like a whole rat.
Yes.
And I swear I don't even remember spending that $55, man. I swear to God, I think my mom took that shit and spent it on who knows what, because I swear. I remember I was picking away at that $55 like it was like I was going to the corner store.
How old were you at the time?
Like 8.
8.
Yeah.
I probably, if I was 8 and
No, I was 7
55,
because it was June 2nd of 2001. So I would have been turning 8 in October. So I was 7.
What would you spend it on? Pokemon cards,
55.
baseball cards.
I was into Digimon and all that shit.
Oh,
yeah,
Digimon.
I was into Digimon. I was definitely into Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I had all the cards.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to play with them shits. Just had the cards just to have the cards.
It was
I
just
me
so
too, I
popular,
feel
bro.
you.
I probably would have bought a few Game Boys.
Yeah.
Game Boy Colors.
Did you
That
ever,
was at the
did, you
time.
ever, did you ever collect baseball cards as a kid or nah?
Not
'Cause
really.
that was like a thing
I used
too.
to always collect them as far as like they were just laying around. Like anytime I was around a collection of like baseball cards or like basketball, I would just like have them for the time being. Like I appreciated it, but I didn't like genuinely collect them and stuff like that. I never was really a collector's item kind of a person. Like, but instead, like, if anything, I still have things like from high school. Like, I don't throw things away. So it's like I have things from high school. Like, I still got like mad T-shirts and clothes.
Okay.
From like middle school.
Oh, dope.
You
like
know what I'm
jerseys
saying?
and stuff.
Yeah, hell
Okay,
yeah, like stuff like that. Like,
those are good times, man.
Oh,
Those are some of the
yeah.
best
Great
memories in
fucking
school
time.
coming
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
What artists has influenced you growing up?
oh, man.
Oh yeah, Young Ty.
Young
What we
Ty.
listening
Taito.
So
to?
back then, ironically, the music that was coming out, it was really like albums. So I grew up as a young man,
I love that.
growing up like indulging in albums. And sometimes, you know, most artists have like 1 to 2 albums, and then it's just like, you know, it's very rare to see, it's very impressive to see artists withstand having, you know, the debut album and sophomore.
It's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
So it was like a lot of my favorite songs were from people that had like one opportunity as far as like putting out an album or 2 albums, and then that was it. But I grew up on to start with my mom, because these two people, my mother and my father, like have everything to do with my love interest with music. And I'm in a place in my life where I'm actually living the dream of, you know, I'll tell you this. My goal was to become an artist, an established artist that my mother and father could look up online or come to my concerts and get in. And
you've done some big stuff recently too, man. Mm-hmm. What do you got coming up? Any gigs coming up?
Yeah. By the time y'all see this, I'll be getting ready for the album to be released. Shout out, Black Boys Deserve to Smile. We're tackling to that. But I'm getting ready to go to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest.
Woo!
The festival.
Man.
Yeah. This is my third time going out there. The first time was in like 20.
That's a huge festival too, bro.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really dope. It's a lot of our favorite rappers go down there. It's very fast paced. It's a lot of people hustling. You know, like you'll come across the people that's trying to sell their CDs to you, and they'll be like, "Yo, I got a CD for you," and then they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, thank you." Like, oh yeah. And once they give it to you, it's like, "All right, you give me like $5 for that, $10." And it's like by the time you have the CD or whatever it is in their hand that they're trying to get you for, you kind of feel compelled to like want to pay for it.
Yeah.
And, so it's like it's a lot of that, but you can't be mad because there's people like trying to promote themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It sounds like it's an expo, like like a place where people can network, and a lot of minds come together. That's really cool. That's
a lot of
really
niggas
cool.
do that to me in New York, in Times Square. Yeah, a lot of niggas do that shit.
Yeah, but it's amazing. Like when you go to like these different states, or whether it's a festival or it's a networking event, and there's so many different approaches to how you showcase your talent and sell yourself to the general public.
That's a great learning experience as an artist.
I've seen it. Like, I'll never forget when I went down there the first time. I remember Young Thug was promoting, what album was this? It might have been like a Rich Gang. It was like around that life. Remember when the song Lifestyle came out with Rich Homie Quan? I'll never forget, the street teams is what flourishes down there. If you go down there with a street team, with your posters, with all kinds of shit, that is like amazing. Like, that's what you'll see. I'll never forget when Young Thug, I didn't see him, but he had a street team working for him, and there was like 3 people on each side holding a casket, and they were holding a casket with his new album being like, it was a poster in the casket promoting the album, but like there was people holding it up, walking around 6th Street promoting his album.
Wow.
So the fact that the extent that people are willing to go to put their project or promote their project or promote themselves it's unmatched when you go down there. So it's like, if you going down there with no merch or like no fucking contact information cards with QR codes or something in that, you're gonna be humbled, or you're gonna come across people that are like going to that extent, or just have like these tremendous amount of ideas to get themselves out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you just learn different ways of showcasing and networking, and that's really cool. I feel like a lot of artists kind of need that exposure too. You know what I mean? It's not just one or two ways. You got to learn multiple ways of selling and marketing your music too.
Absolutely.
It always comes back to like having a team, bro.
Yes,
you cannot do anything by yourself, bro.
Nah, you really can't.
100%.
I want to say shout out to Silent Reminder Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Dan Murphy.
Yep.
Dan has a lot to do with what I'm doing, what we've been doing for the last 4 years.
Dan is awesome. Shout out to Dan, yo.
Yeah, bro. He's a great guy. I met Dan back in 2015. This was like way before the name change. Like, I used to go by Messy Ty. Like, even that story is like, it just so many layers to the Ty Cooper individual. Like, it's so amazing. Like, I'm here to talk about myself in a way where like I like to, like, even when I'm like by myself, I think of myself in like first, second, and third person. Like, like I do shit like that. I don't know why, but I've always been like that. You know?
Yeah.
But Dan Murphy, way before I was assigned to having like any traction as an artist. Like I was really, moving. I was doing shows at Brown University, and I met Dan right before I went to LA for the first time with the individual that happened to have went to Brown University, the same school that Dan graduated from.
Oh,
so I
okay.
met Dan at a time where I was like, I had met someone who was graduating from Brown, and he wanted to. I performed at Brown University. He seen it, and he was just like, "Yo, bro, you really should come back to LA with me." And really, like, because he knew I was talking about Hollywood, and like I was talking about it, so like he just so happened to be from there.
Wow.
And I went to LA with an individual, my boy Jordan, still good friends with him to this day, and I was out there for like 6 months off the strength of him. Like I didn't have no money of my own, like and it was hard. I was trying to get a job. Like I remember it was so Craigslist like a motherfucker.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my God, it was so crazy.
Yo.
But like I remember Dan Murphy still being involved in the process. I ended up being signed to a record label by the name of Certified Records Entertainment Worldwide, which is Crew. And shout out to Mitch, who's still close to this day. We ran it up, and that was around the time where I got sponsored by Doritos by being able to find a contest.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I found a contest online that was for $50,000 that Busta Rhymes was the judge. And they were looking for 5 people to send to Las Vegas, and I was one of the 5 people.
Wow.
That you had to make a commercial about the new Doritos that had came out. It was the Doritos Blaze chips at the time, and I was one of the 5 people that they chose to send to Las Vegas, and I held it down for the most part. I understand now, looking back, that sometimes that we can get the best of ourselves in public spaces and moments like that, and that moment really humbled me to the point where that I knew that if I was ever in my way, I could identify it and not be oblivious to it. And I was in my way with that show by getting way too ahead of myself. I assumed that I was going to walk away with $50,000, and I didn't. And I'm thankful that I learned what I learned, because the person that won has been super inspirational to me, and he's been doing really good. Shout out to my boy Armani White. I always shout my boy out when I talk about this competition. Yeah. My boy Armani White, if y'all don't know, he got this record called Billie Eilish. You ever heard Billie Eilish?
No.
You definitely heard Billie Eilish.
Like the artist or the song?
He got a song called Billie Eilish. He's like, bitch, I'm stylish.
Yes.
Billie Eilish. Bro, I lost to that nigga.
Wow.
In the competition.
That's a good one.
I was so mad. I was hurt. I was crying. I called my aunt. My aunt was like, Todd, you out there in Las Vegas. Did you made for this? I said, but auntie,
yeah,
$50,000.
Yeah, yo,
I'm supposed to come home with this.
But you know what though? It develops that tough skin on you, man, in the industry, in the game. You know, like.
Oh my God, it was such a great place to have that experience happen.
Wow.
Because after it happened, it was like, and I felt it. I was like, I'm in Vegas. Doritos paid for it. I got my brother with me, and then I'm like, damn, I really fucked up the whole situation. But I really gained so much insight from it. And I met Wiz Khalifa.
Wow, that's big.
You know what I'm saying?
That's big.
Like, I had a dope moment with him. I had met his DJ. These are people that I've been watching for the last 10 years. So the fact that I was able to go to Las Vegas on the behalf of Doritos, and cats like Wiz Khalifa has been at the top of like my inspirational criteria of where I want to be as an entertainer. Yeah. And then like it's in the itinerary to meet him.
Wow.
And he's the major headliner for the Doritos competition. Like that's God and just the divine source of synchronicity coming together.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I started realizing the synchronicities, that key word, just those, some people call it weird coincidences, but like there's no such thing as that. Like, there are things that really happen to people that you meet in your life. Like, there are people that you meet that you're supposed to meet at the time you meet, and if it's up to you to figure out who these people are and why you're meeting them. So like, especially at this point in time in my life, that has helped me get better at that aspect of like, all right, I met this person, I know that, like, who are these people? Like, what are their, how valuable can I be to these people, let alone how valuable are they to me? And Dan Murphy, he just, you know, he really came to a place where he was like, I'm gonna start a record label, and I just so happened to, you know, take into consideration what he was trying to do on an interest level, and I was in a situation where I could have like signed with another like label or like, you know, and I made the leap or made the jump. And what came with signing to a record label like Silent Reminder, I literally fully just dropped all the, I don't want to say facades, but I just wanted to just be the best version of myself. I feel like I've been praising that, I've been preaching that for 10 years under the name Messy Ty, knowing that at some point, like, I'm gonna go by my first and last name. But it wasn't until I signed to Silent Reminder where I adopted my first and last name as my stage name. So I went from Messy Ty to Ty Cooper, and really the correlation between that, Messy Maya in New Orleans, you know, he was a bounce rapper, he was a comedian, and he was an individual that had all the talent in the world from what I've seen and did my research on, and his opportunity to showcase that to the world was cut short. He was murdered leaving his baby shower.
Wow.
Yeah, in New Orleans.
Wow.
And it just something about his death that really shook me up at the time. I was a 12th grade student, and it was at a time where I was like figuring out who I was as an artist and just as a person. And this individual and I didn't know him until after he passed. And that's the thing that's why I adopted the name Messy Ty, because he really inspired me so much. And I loved how expressive he was and how free he was. Shout out to the LGBT community. Like, I feel like bro was bisexual, but like he was very aware of how he expressed himself. And and it was just something about dude that really, like, just the similarities of how funny and just how quick when it comes to wit, you know. And when I made the choice to go by Messy Ty, I didn't want to do it without the people that knew him being okay with it. So I reached out to like Big Frida and like these people that like these staples in New Orleans, you know, King Keno, Flyboy Keno, you know, like there's just a plethora of people that that are really big in the bounce music scene in New Orleans, and they were cordial. They were cordial. It wasn't easy, but it was like, you know. So I built a name underneath this name that inspired me because of Messy Maya, but I always managed to apply something to the game and to the entertainment industry that was different, and I did that for 10 years. And I know people probably wondered, like, especially people from where we're from,
right?
Like, where does Messy Ty come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? And people were probably just making up different scenarios of what that means.
Right.
But it really comes from Messy Maya, this guy that was tragically taken away from us way too soon. And it just, you know, synchronicity. I was going through a situation where I was taking care, before I even get there, I was under the impression that I was having a child in the 12th grade, you know, with the woman that I was with from the 9th grade. And it just so happened that she brought to my attention that she was having a child and that I was responsible. And without any question, I took responsibility. Some things didn't add up, obviously, looking back now, but I didn't question taking care of the responsibility that I felt like I had upon me. So the fact that this young man was murdered a month and a day before his birthday, the day he leaves his baby shower for his unborn son, and then a month and a day later on his birthday, his son was born.
Wow.
On his birthday. So him and his son have the same birthday.
Okay.
So when I seen that was like, even then, like a synchronicity for me. Like getting ready to have a child, I'm like, damn, this, like, it was like such a beautiful moment.
Okay.
You know, seeing that this man had a child that was born on his birthday. So that's where the correlation of where Messy Ty came from. So by the time, to speed up to where I was going at, by the time I met Dan in 2019, mind you, this was like 2010 when I went by Messy Ty in high school. So by 2019, I put in enough work, I feel like, especially in my hometown and just all around the board, where I felt like I graduated. And I was 17 years old as Messy Ty. But by the time I started like getting more into my sound and into who I am, I was damn near like 26, 27 years old. So I knew I didn't want to be called Messy Ty as a 30-year-old man or a 40-year-old man. I know I can be called Ty Cooper. I could be called Ty regardless of how old I get or regardless of how much I mature. So I just feel like I matured so much to where I felt like, and even Dan too, that it was just a perfect time for a rebranding. And I realized when I rebranded myself from Messy Ty to Ty Cooper, I was still the same person the entire time. So I'm just very thankful of Dan coming into the picture. Silent Reminder Entertainment Corporation, independent record label, and yeah, we're excited.
We're excited for what's coming for you, man.
Yeah, bro. You had this song that came out a year ago. It's called Golden Globes.
Yes.
With Benny the Butcher.
Yes.
Wow, that's big.
Shout out to Benny the Butcher.
Yes,
how was
sir.
that? How was
DSF.
that? Right. How was that creative process like? How was it working with him and stuff like that?
Bro, it was one of those situations that like when you dream of like doing major collaborations or doing like official collaborations, you think it's gonna be like some kind of situation where you're, 5-star hotel that's gonna lead into the club, that's gonna lead into the recording studio, or there's something, just the itinerary of just star-studded experiences and moments. We happened to do
Cultivators
the
Cup.
Cultivators Cup in Worcester, Mass.
Hey, that was a fun show, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
A lot of things happened for you that day, man.
I enjoyed doing the show with you guys. I can remember vividly how we all came together. I want to commend you guys publicly on how stern but like organized you were, and specifically you.
Yeah.
And in the group chat.
Yep.
We're just making sure everybody Manny X, shout out to Manny X, everybody was on the same page, including Zealous.
Yep.
There were people that were a little upset that I didn't like pull them to. Seriously. There were people that were upset that. You're right. I should talk a little bit.
Yeah.
There were people that were upset that they were not acknowledged to be a part of the show.
Okay.
But I don't regret.
It was a squad, man.
But I don't regret the squad that came
Zealous,
together for that.
Frankie, Uzi, man. It was a squad, bro.
And just like
we came in ready, bro.
The rehearsals, we locked in.
Short period of time, too.
Yeah, bro.
Yes. And that's I like crunch time. I like being put in the corner to be able to move at a certain pace where there's a certain amount of time on the board. So, we did the Cultivators Cup in Worcester. We had a 2-day festival. We had Busta Rhymes, who we were opening up for. Busta Rhymes and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yep.
And then the next day was Conway and Benny. Now, we obviously didn't perform at that show the next day after the Bone Thugs and Busta Rhymes show. But the original idea, I compiled a list of, collaborations. Dan and Murph would be like having conversations about like, yo, who would you like to do songs with, collaboration wise?
Okay.
And he was like, write down 10 people that you would like to do songs with. And I wrote down like guys like Jadakiss. I wrote down Russ. I wrote down the Russell. I wrote down Benny the Butcher. I wrote down JID from Dreamville.
Yep.
Shay Noir from Buffalo. 38 Special from Buffalo. West Side Gun. Conway the Machine.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I like
checking them off the list one by one.
Fabulous, like
Right,
Wyclef, like
Wow.
Yeah.
Rick Ross, Wiz Khalifa.
I'm glad that you like those are the type of artists that you would want, cause
and like by the it's a blessed situation. Like Dan comes from a banking industry, in the industry of like being in banks, so like it. In other words, didn't really have to shy away from thinking big.
Wow.
As far as like wanting to have certain artists in cahoots with what we're doing.
Big vision.
So Benny the Butcher and Busta Rhymes was on the list, and so we got the production from A-Rap Music, and after we get the beat from A-Rap Music, me and Dan, we go to LA to shoot The World Is Yours. And while we're shooting The World Is Yours, Dan had to take an emergency flight back this way.
Yep.
Nothing bad, but like I had stayed out there with my videographers.
Okay.
So the fact that I stayed out, we had a like recording session in Hollywood, and the studio we were recording at, shout out to East West Studios in Hollywood. A lot of my favorite artists and albums, Nas's Life Is Good and Tyler the Creator and Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I Will Always Love You.
Oh wow, they recorded them there.
Yeah,
okay.
same spot.
Wow.
And pulled up, had my name on a parking space, like
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's official, bro.
Yeah, I was like, my
Made
name was
it.
in the parking space. They said East West reserved for Ty Cooper. I was
Yo.
like, oh,
Yes.
okay. So I was there, and I had the A-Rap produced beat that I had intentions to put Busta Rhymes on, and I did it, and I set it up to where obviously I put the verse down, and I left it open so that by the time we have some kind of a situation where we created the opportunity to have him on the record, all he has to do is record it.
Smart.
And I don't have
Oh, wow.
to do anything.
Yeah.
Smart.
But
Waste no time.
Right. So we did the show, and we kicked it obviously after the end of our show and towards the end of the night. And Busta Rhymes that night was just not feeling it. Like, not because of me, but like there was just so much going on. Busta didn't want to kick it or chill around. So I didn't get to have the 2018 moment I had with him at Doritos. Be like,
Okay.
yo, remember
Okay.
me? I was the guy.
Oh, okay.
I was,
Yeah.
I was trying to have such a moment where I was like, yo, remember me? I had it in my head. I was like, yes, this is full circle. This is the moment. This is the moment.
Yes.
And then he just wasn't feeling it. That day I didn't get to connect. I connected with his DJ, and I was trying to just make little subtle moments happen or movements to bring it to reality, and it didn't happen. But I didn't get discouraged because I felt like, well, shit, I'm gonna pull up to the Conway and Benny show tomorrow. Shit, we got our artist badge. The artist badge is good for tomorrow.
Yep.
We can get backstage too.
Right.
We can be in the green room.
Right.
So we go. Well, like you guys didn't come to the Conway and Benny show.
No.
So all right, because I remember I didn't see y'all, but like everybody that was there, the show, that we did, we all drove back up there.
Oh, shit.
Drive the fuck out.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I pulled up in the Spider.
Oh, okay.
We pulled up in the Spider twice, like, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Twice. And I don't know how, but Dan found Benny's manager.
Okay.
And that's when Dan, and mind you, I had a hosting back in Providence that I had been scheduled for. So I was literally going to the concert and then heading back to Providence to go to Ibiza, this lounge back home in Providence. Mm-hmm. And Dan had pulled me to the side away from everyone and was like, yo, man, how you feel about getting into the studio with Benny the Butcher right now?
What?
And I was like,
what?
And I was like, for real? Like, and I'm like, my voice from the day before, bro, I don't want to say I've never experienced that, but like, bro, my voice was horrible.
Oh, man.
It was bad. It was so bad that, like, even if the idea of getting in the studio with Benny the Butcher was obviously a no-brainer, I didn't have the capacity to rap or to do anything because that's how bad my voice was. And even just like I was contemplating of, you know, when your voice is so sore that like when you drink water or something, it just like feels like just really difficult to digest.
Yeah.
Or talk. So I just felt like my voice was so strained that it was just gonna be somewhat of a struggle to even host Ibiza. But by the grace of God, remember, I had already recorded the song I intended for Busta Rhymes to be on.
I see what you mean.
So what I did was,
Gotcha.
I just said, instead of Busta Rhymes being on the song, I'm going to have Benny the Butcher on the song.
Boom.
And I didn't have to record or do nothing because it was already set up for him to bring it home.
Ready. You got to come ready.
Yeah, so, you know, I obviously had to make a immediate decision to say either do I go to Ibiza and still do the hosting or do I say fuck Ibiza and do this recording with Benny the Butcher. Now, obviously, it's going to cost a couple dollars, but shout out to Silent Reminder. There are some great people that support me and that believe in me being that. So it was something that happened in the snap of a finger, and then, you know, I remember, you know, meeting Benny, and he was just like, I was telling him about how I had the booking at Ibiza Lounge, and he was just, and I was saying, bro, like, I was definitely not fucking with Ibiza tonight. We was gonna lock in, and he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You made this the best decision of your life. You just made the best decision of your life tonight. And I was just like, I agree, nigga. I agree.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, some real shit.
You gotta take it, bro. That's a good shot right there,
and it was
bro.
just like, and all my boys was there, like my brother, like everybody was just like, Ty, you good? You need anything? And that was very, very humbling because I was like, literally, I had nothing to say. I was like, wow, this is happening. And bro didn't give me no throwaway ass verse. He didn't just give me no watered down shit. He wrote that shit directly in front of my fucking face. And we wasn't like in the studio where all this was all taking place. We was in the hallway of like what felt like a shopping mall in Worcester.
Okay.
Some disclosed location in Worcester, Mass, right around the corner from where the festival was.
Oh, it must have been the Midtown Mall.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Might have. And it kind of reminded me of like this shopping mall in downtown Pawtucket. But like we were sitting in the fucking hallway. So it just felt mad regular. It didn't feel like, oh yeah, this is changed my whole perspective about things.
Yep.
It really was so regular. It was so regular.
Like it was just so natural for you.
It was so natural. And like I said, I didn't have to do anything. So I just sat back and just was watching all of the life that was going around.
Wow. While
this moment was taking place. Wow. And I was watching how they was intermingling with Dan. And Dan being Dan, saying Dan shit. And they're laughing.
Love you, Dan.
Love Dan. They're laughing and they're just like, this fucking white guy's crazy. And I was like, bro, this is dope. This is it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, by the time it was time to like lock in and do the song, he finished his verse and, you know, he knocked that shit out the park, bro.
Killed it, bro.
He knocked that shit out the park. He did it twice. And this is what like he did it right the first time, but like when he corrected himself and recorded it the second time, that's when he put my name in the beginning of the verse.
Okay.
So it was like, when I heard that, I was like, man, I just had to put my head down. I had to put my head down. Nigga started crying.
Wow.
A nigga started crying.
Hell yeah, bro.
A nigga started crying.
Hey, bro. It was your moment.
I was crying, bro. And I was like, I obviously didn't like, I was just like, nah, man. Nah, I was literally like, I had a moment to myself. I put my head down in a way where I was looking like I was in the game, but I was literally.
Man, and you know what, man? I'm gonna say this over your life too, bro. Like, I feel like that's not gonna be the last time.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna have a lot of moments like that too, bro. Where you're just gonna look back and be like, man, wow. Yeah. That was God, yo. God put me here.
Oh my God! And he and what made it even more flattering was that I didn't say anything. I wasn't boasting and bragging about the night. I was just really, really, really in my own cocoon. So when his buddies or just guys that were like just there, they thought I was Nas. They thought that he was doing a verse for Nas because they kept saying, "Yo, that's Nas." They thought I was Nas, and it was dope because my dad. Growing up, especially when I started becoming more expressive with wanting to like show my dad that I rapped and shit, my dad was like, Ty, you remind me of Common and Nas and Kanye. You remind me of Nas and Kanye. Like, you rap something like that. Like, he just, the Nas thing, when my dad never, like I never lost that. So when it was like, yo, is that Nas? Yo, man, that's Nas. Nah, that's Nas. Compliment. That's Nas right there. No, whoever that went first, that was Nas. And they was like, yo, who was that nigga on the first verse? And that's when they was about it. And I didn't have to say anything. It was just, it spoke. They was just like, nah, that's that nigga right there. Nah, that's him. Nah, that's him right there. I'm like, yo, that's your verse. And when they figured out it was me, it was just like, nah, he blessed you, bro. Nah, he blessed you with a verse. He blessed you. Yo, he blessed you, yo. So I was like, this is it.
Yes.
This is it. And I'm super thankful of Benny the Butcher. I met some some great people that he's associated with and work with closely. Shout out to Harlem, Tony De Niro, City Boy. Shout out to the whole Black Soprano family. I'm just thankful, very thankful. And then we just so happen to be all together in Austin, Texas this weekend.
Nice. That's amazing. Full circle.
The BSF takeover stage sponsored by Black Soprano family and Monster Energy Drink.
Oh, wow. God did.
Let's go there.
Yes, God did.
Let's go there. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's get into this game real quick.
Okay.
It's called Truth or Shot.
Oh shit.
You either tell me the truth or you take a shot.
Okay.
All right. And Uzi, feel free if you want to add any questions or just flow.
I'm gonna fill up too. So
yeah, man, fill up.
Yeah, I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna be cordial. I'm
gonna ask you like 5 to 8 questions. It's nothing serious.
Okay.
All right. My first question. What's a mistake you've made that you still feel guilty about?
And if I don't answer, I have to take a shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot.
That's the point.
I don't regret anything. Like, I'm like,
I feel you.
Yeah, like I'm just
I respect
thankful.
that.
Yeah,
good
or bad.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
I don't regret shit.
Have you ever run out of toilet paper while taking a shit?
Absolutely.
What have you used? When you have no toilet paper, what have you used?
The follow-up question. Is this one question?
Hold on. Run it back. Run it back.
Have you ever run? He knows what I said.
Hold on. Run it back. If you ever took a shit without having toilet paper.
So have you ever run out of toilet paper while taking a shit? You said yeah.
I haven't run out of toilet paper.
Like, you took a shit and you found out,
there's no toilet paper.
There's no toilet paper.
What have you done after that? Like, how'd you clean your ass?
Well, thankfully, there's always like rags or like cloths that you don't use or extra rags and cloths.
Yeah.
So like if from what I'm thinking, like, I'm already aware if I'm running out of it, like, I'm already gonna have the emotional support. I'm already gonna have
a backup plan. You gotta have a backup plan. Yeah.
But imagine a nigga gotta go like John Witherspoon, like taking a shit. Like, I gotta go. Move, bitch. Move. Move out the way. Somebody help me, please.
Yeah.
Help me, please. Imagine that. Now, if you trying to go like he said that. Anybody ever tell you got shit on the back of your ass?
Willie, you got shit in the back of your ass.
Man, don't sit on that couch, put some paper down. So no, not the mud butt vibrations, but like the cloths, rags.
Yeah.
You gotta have something of some kind of. You gotta have emotional.
Backup
stuff.
plan.
No newspapers. No newspapers.
No newspapers.
Thank God.
Hell
What's
no.
the next question?
What is something that no one else knows about you?
I'm left-handed.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm left-handed myself. Do you play any instruments, bro?
I do.
What do you play?
The trombone.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Yo!
I was in high school playing the trombone, bro.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, I learned to play. I remember my mother, back when I was a kid, telling me that she played the clarinet growing up. So I knew that when I got into whether it was high school or middle school, where there was like curriculums where you could play or pick up on instruments, I knew that I wanted to play something like the trumpet or I don't know. But I remember in high school, 11th grade, it might have been 10th grade. But 10th, 11th grade, I was on the drum line. I played drums.
Oh,
Dope.
shit.
Yep.
Dope.
I was in a little marching band in school. But I really took interest in the trombone. And I learned how to clean the trombone and how to, the one, the two.
Yeah, because you got to play it in tune, right, with the slide.
Yeah, I learned how to do that. And I thought I thought it would be difficult, but it really wasn't. It just, obviously, it's a big-ass fucking horn that you got to, have a certain way. And, after a while, after a while, your lips start getting, if, you was to put something like that had vibration on your lips, like all that extra vibration, your lips would be amplified or some shit.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing that, the trombone.
That's dope.
Left-handed and he plays trombone. Didn't know that.
Yep.
Right.
As you can see, I grabbed the drink with my left hand.
You did.
He did.
What's the last lie you told?
The last lie I told. I had to supervise people or residents, so to speak, and I was told not to bring up what happened because it took 2 days for the incident to be investigated. So when I mentioned to make a report when it took place, I was told not to, when I really felt like I still should have did it anyway.
Oh, okay.
And then today,
basically,
ironically,
they're asking you to withhold.
Yeah, today I had to make a statement about I had to write a statement about the incident, and I told what happened, but I also mentioned outside of the statement that someone was compelled to try to bring someone down with them.
Oh.
And they was like, well, we would have had only 2 hours to talk about that the day before. So now if it comes back to you that you have to explain what happened that Tuesday, the entire facility can get in trouble type shit. So I was like, okay, well, you have my statement, you have my my observation of what occurred, and pretty much we just got to the point where it's like, well, let's just not mention what happened Tuesday. How about that? So yeah, I lied without I told a healthy lie.
I got you.
By keeping it to myself.
Look at you telling the truth about a lie.
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing photo on your phone?
The most embarrassing photo on my phone.
And you have to show us.
Fuck.
Damn.
Or you take a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot.
Hilarious.
Oh man. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I remember we all had a computer in the house. And I remember having a big ass pair of scissors and taking those big ass pair of scissors and going straight to the corner to where it was plugged in at, the entire computer. And just to see how the computer would shut off if I was to cut the cord. Why?
Holy shit.
That ain't the dumbest shit. Cut, and then now we don't have a computer. I just was like a random thought that came in my head, and I was like, snip.
Damn.
Like literally, like that cord right there,
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
the whole
just
cord
cut it.
for no reason. For no reason. They was like, what the fuck happened to the computer? Who the fuck what the fuck happened to this computer?
And nobody knew. You was just.
I'm just sitting there like,
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
that wasn't the dumbest shit though. The dumbest shit that I've ever done, and I'm looking at it as I speak. I gotta take my glasses off.
Oh,
I'm looking at it.
serious.
Now I got eczema, so I get real ashy. I get real dry. And a nigga like me gotta stay moist.
Yeah.
Gotta stay moist. I'll never forget, there was a time and space of time where I called myself taking a razor and shaving my fucking eyebrows off as a kid for no reason.
Oh, shit.
I shaved my eyebrows with a razor. Now I can see if a nigga
Yo, did that hurt?
No. But like, nigga, I still ain't got eyebrows.
They never grew back.
They never grew back.
You got that Whoopi Goldberg thing going on.
Is that what it is?
Nah, fucking.
She don't got eyebrows either?
Nah, she don't got eyebrows at all.
Well, I
But you
thought
could
I was
tell.
the only one.
Never noticed. I actually never noticed.
I never
Whoopi Goldberg.
noticed.
Whoopi
Yeah.
Goldberg, I didn't
So
know that.
every time, you know, when I be having conversations with people, I feel like they're looking like right here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a nigga look like I got a dry eraser. And I just been like, I hate the fact that I got all this facial hair, but I ain't got no fucking eyebrows. So still to this day, I gotta put on glasses and hide the fact that I don't have eyebrows. But guess what? I can't hide shit that I don't have. I can't hide that I don't got no fucking eyebrows. You can clearly see. All you see is dry skin at the top of my shit. So fuck it.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it.
Fuck. A nigga sat up here, cut his eyebrows. They ain't grew back.
Damn.
And I've been self-conscious ever since.
All right, next question. Ready? What's something you're glad your mom doesn't know about you?
Something that I'm glad that my mom doesn't know about me. Fuck. What is something I'm glad that my mom does not know about me? I'm glad that she...
Oh, you take a shot? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm taking a shot.
That's mama.
Yeah. And I'm live, so it, like,
Yeah,
the words out. Like,
yeah.
yeah, fuck all that.
Right.
Nah, fuck that.
Have you ever cheated in your past relationships?
Have I ever cheated in my past relationships? Yes. Yes.
And how many partners have you cheated on?
Well, see, I can still count on my hands how many girls that I've been with. Like relationship-wise.
Yeah.
So, there's one that really stings to this day. There's one. And like, I say it still stings to this day because she was a really great fucking woman. You know? The quality traits, like everybody got their own flaws and stuff like that. But I felt like this woman that I'm thinking of right now, she had these motherly traits. The motherly traits, like the traits that when a woman really loves you, she nurtures you, she makes sure, you know what I'm saying? She the type of woman that'll wipe your balls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro.
That kind of love.
Yeah.
Unconditional.
Right.
Oh, man. This bitch used to make me breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, man.
Ah! And I fucked that up. Ah! I gotta take a shot. Ah!
Yo.
Ah! Ah!
It's on the line.
And I gotta tell the story how I fucked up. Because I couldn't have fucked it up any worser. I remember, right? My studio was in what they would consider this location in Providence called Oneyville.
Yep.
Okay.
Right? So, I remember I was getting ready to go to LA around that first time we was talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, we over here at the Black Delegation, I don't discriminate dating white women. Nothing wrong with dating white women. Not to say that I dated a white woman.
Yeah.
But I had conspiracy theories to fuck a white girl. And I can say that because we can curse on here, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so I'm over here doing what? I'm over here thinking of this milk of magnesia. And I got a whole girlfriend.
Yo.
I got a girlfriend that just makes breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a nigga.
Damn.
And I'm over here trying to conspire for this woman to come to the studio that I'm recording at. Now, I'm just really, I'm one of those guys where like women are my muse. So like, I'm the guy that can hang with women and nothing can necessarily happen.
Same here,
Okay,
bro.
yeah.
You know, like I could really chill with mad girls. And I have like a plethora of platonic friends that are females. So whoever I ultimately end up with, I would pray that they can have the sustainability to be with a man that obviously is social in these spaces where there are women involved.
Right. Yeah.
So I remember I wanted this person to come to the studio to just be there. And she came, but the entire time I was on some broke nigga shit. A nigga had a phone, a nigga was on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
Phone disconnected.
For all you niggas that still living like you're still on Wi-Fi and you're... listen, if you niggas is over 30 and still living off of Wi-Fi, there's a problem.
Yeah.
I remember I had to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh man.
Go to the library
Yep.
just to get Wi-Fi.
Yep.
And ironically, the library was right across the street. So what I was doing was I was running to the library. This is what niggas be doing for buns. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is blasphemy. I was running to the library to go get Wi-Fi to make sure that I was able to open the door for the white girl. Let's just call her white girl. I don't want to put her name out there.
Yeah.
Let's just say I was trying to go down the rabbit hole.
Okay. All right.
And I remember, watch where this goes. I was going, it was like 3 times that I felt like I had to go from the studio to the library to make sure that the door was open. And that 3rd time, when she was finally there, I remember going outside looking like Carlton Banks. Happy.
Yeah.
Like I just got accepted into Princeton. A nigga go outside, guess who I seen hitting the corner? My girlfriend.
Damn.
Now at the time, she was delivering food for a let's say Vasilio's Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was delivering food for Vasilio's. So how dare I have this woman? She didn't do any, like I didn't have her do anything, but like how dare I be like under the impression of like this woman thinks that I'm being faithful. I'm in the studio like, and I have another person or just a level of interest in someone else. And I remember the girl that I had meeting me was like on her way to like she was parking.
Man.
So it was just the timing of me seeing this girl. She parked and like said hi and like said whatever she was saying before she was like about to go pull off. So I literally like entertained it long enough to like have her go. And so I can like, you know what I'm saying? And I never forgot that.
Damn, bro.
I never forgot that feeling. I thought I got away with murder. I go to LA. I didn't have no sex with no women that first 6 to 7 months I was out there, but I still indulged before I left.
Yes,
I indulged. No, I even went further than what I'm saying. Like actually, like indulge.
Nice.
Indulge. But I felt bad because I knew she was really sincere. My connection to God and the universe is different because I know I'm a great guy. I know I'm a great man, a great friend, you know, a great brother, a great uncle, a great listener, and soon to be a great father and husband. But even then I knew I was wrong. And the way that I crucified myself for being wrong about how I did this person. I'm sorry to expand so much on your question. Yeah. I just had to give you guys so much of more than just a context, but a visualization.
Yeah.
Of it geographically of how I fumbled such a great woman. I know there's great women out there.
Yeah.
We are in such a unique space where like men and women are just going at each other because niggas want to be niggas and they're forcing women to want to act like a bunch of niggas too. But there's women out there that just want to be feminine and just want to be alphas too. And everybody has their cup of teas. So I'm thankful of that relationship because it taught me to be self-accountable, even when I didn't want to be.
Right.
So, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, bro. All right, we're going to end the game there.
Okay.
I just got like 2 questions to ask you, love.
Okay.
All right. Who's your top 5 artists in 2024?
Oh.
Top 5 artists?
Yep.
You know, another reason why I love doing interviews is because I go back and be like, damn, I should have said this person. So, I'm going to start off with saying Black Thought. Black Thought from the Roots, still to this day. It don't matter how much of a bad day I'm having. Somebody said accountability is key. I love that. No matter how much of a bad day I'm having, especially when I'm feeling like not as inspired, Black Thought is the one that I could listen to his words or just listen to his music and like just the verbiage just something snaps and it's like, okay, I know what pocket I need to be in. And it's all about zones and pockets. You know, you get it. You guys understand you guys understand the zone very well. Black Thought, you know, he keeps me on my toes. Rick Ross. Rick Ross is up there for me because, you know, he's somebody that I've been studying for the last 10 years. And the things that I've achieved and came across and became so privy to knowing that I could say that he has something to do with, a lot of it's come to reality. Like I've always been interested in champagne. So I've always been a young man that's been always been privy to like, you know, nice looking bottles, whether it's Cristal, you know, Clico. So by the time that I've became aware of Bel Air because of Rick Ross, he promoted it in such a way where I wanted to embody the magnitude of promoting something or promoting myself as if I'm the owner of the fucking brand.
Okay.
So I promoted Bel Air for 10 years. And they didn't see my post, they didn't repost me, they didn't follow me. But I didn't realize I was building equity with them. You know, because of Rick Ross. So because of Rick Ross, he just inspired the shit out of me to rep brands or even my brand as if it's going to make you want to rep it or as if you want to rep it. So I noticed I got better with my expertise in showcasing products and, you know, just branding in its entirety because of Rick Ross.
You're really good at that, bro. I say it.
Yeah, bro. And that's all because of him. Like, I don't want to say all because of him, but like he really inspired the shit out of me. He's a marketing
genius, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I know people like to clown and like to make jokes, but bro, there's a reason why my boy's about to hit $1 billion. Like, you can say what you want.
Facts, bro.
My nigga about to hit $1 billion. Niggas about to have a car show June 1st at the Promised Land, you know? And he just inspired the shit out of me to be a boss and to always remain self-made. So I put Black Thought, I put Wiz Khalifa, I put Black Thought, Rick Ross, and then I'll say Wiz Khalifa. I put Wiz Khalifa up there because Wiz Khalifa showed me how important the vlogging lifestyle and documenting process is.
Yeah, I love watching his stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the day-to-day, I grew up on a day-to-day.
Exactly.
So when I met Wiz for that Doritos thing, it was a full circle moment because I didn't start watching and becoming more of a Wiz Khalifa fan until Rolling Papers. So when I got involved, like I literally, and that's why like the whole having a child thing, like I was there. Like when I was under the impression that I was taking care of a child, Wiz Khalifa wasn't even a parent. Like he had just got with Amber Rose at the time.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I remember when his son was born,
me too.
and I was allegedly a parent, and I was like taking care of this kid. So my kid would be like 13 right now, and his son just turned 11. So I remember that time of just studying and watching how album rollouts roll out, and getting more privy to like how, you know, important it is to be media trained, or just want to be more or oriented of like speaking and being able to have conversations like this. And I watched him, you know, he vlogged it. He did it in a way where like I wanted to do it myself, but I just didn't take the leap. But I'm glad I watched and studied as long as I did, because it just became even more of a part of my lifestyle. And yeah, Wiz Khalifa.
I fuck with Wiz.
Wiz Khalifa, man, that's my guy. I feel like we're like brothers from like another mother. Like,
that's 3. You got 2 more.
that's 3. Another guy, new guy, and I have a lot of tremendous respect for him. And you probably may not think, but like Jack Harlow.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jack Harlow, yo. Jack Harlow. I don't know what it is about, dude.
I like his penmanship a lot.
His
bro.
penmanship is different, and like he gets real groovy for a white boy.
Yeah.
And I think this whole stigma of like thinking that just because some people are who they are or what color they are, like they should not be revered as like, you know, lyricists or something. But like, you know, he put out a project called Jackman recently.
Love that album, bro.
What?
He went ham with that.
I listen to that like damn near every day.
My favorite song is "Blame on Me," bro.
Blame on Me.
Yeah. He talks about his older brother.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good one. My joint off of that is which really, all right. I like Gang.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
my shit. But like the one that really speaks to me, It Can't Be.
Can't be. Yep. It can't be. Yeah. It can't be. He killed that shit.
Yep. That's my joint. No, Is That I?
Oh, Is That I?
No more peaks, no more flights. Just wanna live my life. Is that I? Yeah, that's my joint. That's my shit right there. Yeah, Jack Harlow, man, he's real groovy from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky, bro.
Oh wow.
You know, that's the beauty of this new foundation of music and everything that's going on with the new wave, the new sound. There's people coming from different places that you wouldn't expect to have such a musical influence and just driving force to be creative.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure there's been like some people that came out of Kentucky before, but as far as that man, he definitely showed me that you can. I mean, you know, I think him being a light skin guy has a lot to do with having a much more of a foot in the door with the Billboard shit. But you know, they be throwing industry plant type of stigmas on him, but like I don't get caught up in shit like that. I really focus on how people present themselves and the kind of work that they deliver. So based off what he's delivered and how he's sat in the pocket to get where he is now, he had the #1 record for like the last 4 or 5 weeks. He's at like number 2 or 3 still on the Billboard. So like that shit to me is impressive. Like a man that, you know, I grew up on Rolling Stone and billboards, and so I dream of having a #1 or a #2 or a #3 or a #4, a #5, #6 record, #7, #8, #9, #10 record in the country. Like that shit to me, that part about the entertainment industry still intrigues me. Getting a Grammy. I dream of having a Pulitzer Prize. Yeah. You know, being a Pulitzer Prize winner with my content.
And I believe it,
whether
bro.
it's an album, whether it's a movie, whether it's like I see myself having a note like I look at the Pulitzer Prize as like a Nobel Peace Prize. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas like Martin Luther King are winning awards like this. Niggas like Cornel West.
Activists.
But it's the literature and what's being said. It's not just, oh, this is music. No, like
it's game changing.
This nigga is saying something and he's doing something, and it's not just making people think, but it's making them do something about
action.
it. So
I do believe that you will have to do more. Like I feel like you'll be on the billboards.
That would be a
Definitely,
blessing,
bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, bro. Because I love, like I said, there's a plethora of genres. I wake up listening to Vivaldi, but Beethoven. And
Oh, wow, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm one of
Wow.
them guys.
Wow.
I'm one of them guys. And then I know who I'm dealing with when you can sit in my car and you can't withstand the kind of music I play.
Yeah.
And I don't play boring music. So it's like boring music to the average peon nigga that listens to the same music all day. Of course it would be considered boring. Of course it would be considered foreign.
Right.
But I enjoy all different genres of music, and I don't just see myself being confined to just hip hop and R&B.
Right.
I love EDM. I love EDM. I love neo soul. I love rock and roll. I love a little bit of like
that's what it takes.
I
man.
like Afro beats. I like reggae music. I like that reggaeton.
Yeah.
A little bit of Calle 13. Can I get a Moreno Negron? A little bit of Manny Loco?
But I think that's why your sound is so special, bro.
Absolutely.
Because you can't tell where the fuck it comes from.
Yeah,
and
multiple reference points.
Bro, and it's like you have different flows.
Yep.
You know, your work ethic is impeccable, bro.
I appreciate
bro.
that, man. I got one more, right?
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
One more artist that does it for me. I said Black Thought. I said Rick Ross, Wiz Khalifa, Jack Harlow.
Yep.
And I gotta give it to my boy JID
JID. Okay.
from Dreamville. I gotta give it to my boy JID because he's another individual I met in the beginning of my journey, and he said something so special to me when I first met him. Ab Soul's one of my favorite rappers, you know. So I remember when this was way before they was signed to Dreamville. So when Earth Gang and JID got signed to Dreamville, I was like, oh, that's how this shit works. You know, I never met these guys. I remember Ab Soul came to FET on my birthday when I dropped my first mixtape ever. It was titled Free Spirit. It's still on Dat Piff to this day.
Damn, that piff.
That Piff,
Wow.
right? My first mixtape ever I dropped on my birthday. But I remember celebrating my birthday at FET, and Ab Soul had just came into town. And Ab Soul brought Boss and Earth Gang as the supporting acts on the tour. And I remember these guys were walking around outside, didn't know where to go. They had this vibe about them, like where they were looking for food, but like they didn't know which were the hot spots in the area. So just so happened, me and my buddy was outside. Shout out to Peter Piffin. We was outside and we was talking about like, yo, we just seen a show that we was building. I find out that shout out to Johnny Venus. He's in the Earth Gang. We have the same fucking birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, the dude with the dreads in Earth
Okay.
Gang. We was literally celebrating our birthday at the same time
Dope.
in a weird way. And I was like, yo, I had this $1 million question for all of them, but the only person that seemed to answer it was JID. And Jid, I was like, yo, bro, how did you niggas get on tour with Ab Soul? Such a genuine question that I wanted to know. And he said, so effortlessly nonchalant, a booking agent, bro. Just get a booking agent, bro. Because he looked like Michael Jackson when he was black.
Yeah.
You ever noticed that about JID?
Yeah.
Don't he look
he's
like
got
Michael
that.
Jackson?
Yeah,
When
he's
Michael
got that,
Jackson?
yeah.
Little Michael?
Yeah, like the profile.
He looked like Little
Yeah,
Michael.
yeah.
He looked like Little Michael a little bit. He said, get a booking agent. And I watched how they went on that tour at Ab Soul, and then Earth Gang and JID stayed close. You know, they went to the same school, and just the background of how them guys met is dope too. But I watched them closely ever since that. You know, they went on tour with Ab Soul. Then they went on tour with Tory Lanez. Then they went on tour with Mac Miller.
Yeah.
So I was like the entire time watching these guys, and I still kept in contact with them. So when I went to LA that first time that I was saying back earlier,
right.
I went to a show at the Roxy that they were performing at.
Oh, no kidding.
And then by that point, my buddy Jordan from LA He's good friends. One of the first guys I meet when I get to LA, when I put my bags down at the house I was staying at, his boy's name is Manny Adler. Shout out to Manny Adler. I'm not sure if he's still with Snapchat, but at the time he was working at Snapchat. Manny Adler's dad is Bill Adler. Bill Adler, if you don't know, Bill Adler is responsible for the Monterey. Think about it, like there's Woodstock, Monterey, all those different festivals. His dad was all over the Monterey. Like,
Okay.
And, you know, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, I don't damn near believe, they all performed at the Monterey and Woodstock and all that shit.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So his dad owns the Roxy.
Wow.
Wow.
His dad owns the Roxy, and he owns the club on top of the Roxy called On the Rocks.
Yeah.
So I'm friends with niggas that are people.
Right.
They are them guys.
Right.
I meet up with these guys back at the Roxy in Hollywood, and they was like, my nigga, you out here? I was like, yeah, man, like
That's fire, bro. That's what's up,
I'm
bro.
one of them niggas too.
Yeah.
I'm just not on tour yet.
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling. So I was just like, again, synchronicity. Like, I know this is not happening for no reason. So I say JID because I watched them put in the work, and then Cole signs JID first. So when Cole signed JID, I was like, watch him sign Earth Gang right after.
Wow.
And then what happened?
Big move.
It wasn't a no. Probably to anybody else, it was like, how the hell this happened? But to anybody that knows them, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
like,
like
you were
for
around,
me,
you
I
were
was just
circle,
like,
you were
that
watching it
made
happen.
so much fucking sense. I was like,
natural.
oh, I see. So it just, you know, the people that I named have taught me so much about, in their own unique way, from a distance, about relationships. They taught me
That's
about
important.
relationships and how important it is to be consistent, how important it is to have, you know, a relationship with the people that you're working with, and, you know, just knowing what you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
So,
Hell yeah.
Dope.
Great top 5, bro.
For up and coming artists, man, what kind of advice do you have for someone that's up and coming? You know, the young bucks that are coming up. What do you have for all these young artists that are in our area who are hungry and thirsty for the next thing?
I wouldn't tell anybody anything that I'm not telling myself already. And that's know yourself. Know yourself.
Know your sound.
Know yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you know yourself, you know your what?
sound.
You do.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to get to know my sound because I'm still getting to know myself. But there's always these surges, whether it's music, and if you're watching, whether it's clothing, sports, there's these surges where you get a glimpse of that you get a glimpse of how green the other side is, how green the grass really is. And I was reading a book on psychomancy last night about, like, you know, there's this valve, you know, from like our, you know, it starts from up top, and the navel, it's like a navel valve. Like the navel valve's supposed to connect to your mind valve. And when those two connect, like it's a different world. But we call it pockets, we call it zones.
Okay.
And knowing yourself and being okay with like failing, being okay with being wrong. You have to find a way to be okay. And when
That's a big one.
you have to find a way to be okay with being wrong. And like hold yourself accountable. You're not gonna always be revered as good. I wasn't always good, but I always felt like I was the best.
Yeah, I feel like consistency
Always-
gets you there,
Confidence.
man.
Always
Yep.
felt like I was good. Now there were times I was fucking trash.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them niggas that's trying to rap and be like, well, yeah, I can only perform 3 songs, but I'm gonna try to perform 5 songs because I think you guys should. No, that's just trash. Yeah. You should perform your best 2 songs and keep it the fuck moving. Yeah. You one of them niggas that should perform your best 2 songs. And if they're your worst 2 songs, you probably should just do 1.
Right. Yeah.
But you need to minimize trying to pull. It's the adrenaline will get you doing that. You'll want to perform for everybody, but everybody's gonna be sleeping. It's gonna be a snooze fest.
Yeah.
But if you really know yourself, you spend time sucking. Pause. Like you just suck. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can suck. Yeah. Pause. Just
get better.
Just get better.
Yeah.
You'll be less wrong each and every time. Right. But I would really say knowing yourself is so important, and getting to know yourself and being okay with just getting to know that I may not be good right now, but I'll be a step better. I'll be even better the next day. I'll be even better 365 days from now. Yeah. So as long as you're willing to just be you, it's okay to emulate the greats. I emulate the greats that came before me. I'm not imitating. Right. I'm emulating. Right. Difference. Mm-hmm. Imitating is dry ass plagiarism. Right. Ain't nothing dry. And ain't no motherfucking plagiarism. There ain't no plagiarism with me. Right. But I'm emulating. I'm watching those. When I said Rick Ross and Wiz Khalifa, I watched those that laid out the blueprint. Mm-hmm. They're showing you that you could do it too.
That's right.
I'm seeing guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, like with the whole, like, come on, we're doing it. We're streaming. Yeah. We're putting ourselves on Front Street. No more being in the back. Sorry.
That's right.
So I would say, being the best version of yourself is better than attempting to be a carbon copy of someone else.
That's a big one. Yeah, I like that.
Honestly. Like that. Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Well, once again, man, thank you for being here. Thank you for agreeing to come out. We learned so much about you today, man.
Yeah. And we learned a lot other stuff, like information that we didn't know.
Really?
About some certain artists and stuff like that. And very informative, bro. And I hope everything goes well out there.
Yeah, we in Texas, right? We in Texas, South by Southwest. I'm going to Texas tomorrow. I look forward to just representing, bro.
Yes.
And being that best version of myself. I know when I come into a new state, or when I go into, when I hit a stage and I'm hitting a stage, whether there's a lot of people in the crowd or there's a lot of people on the bill that, could be just as dope, I step into the room knowing that I am who I am. I'm here for why I'm here, and I'm everything. I'm my why is why I'm here. So I always have this expectation of mine to deliver, and when I deliver, I can't wait to just sit back and not on some like egotistical I need your validation shit, but like I just sit back and stop talking and just start smelling. And when I say start smelling, I'm really just smelling my flowers at this point. Because if you notice, when you put on a great performance, you don't got to say anything after you're done. Everybody's now giving you your flowers.
That's right.
So instead of talking, I'm just going to smell my flowers, because that's what I'm being given right now.
Yeah.
So I got better. I'm getting better, and I've gotten better at being in the moment and just enjoying the flowers and smelling them.
That's right.
That's right, bro.
We love it.
Yes, and there's a reason why I'm going to Austin, Texas tomorrow and performing on the big boy stages.
Hell
hey, and I just got sponsored by Monster Energy Drink.
What? No way.
Bro, that's big.
Yo, that's huge, bro.
Shout out to Monster Energy Drink.
Bro.
Shout out. Yo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, guys. This is the Everything and Anything podcast, where we talk about everything and anything.
I love that.
And we out.
We out.
Yeah. The Ty Cooper Show. One of the best shows in town. You could be anywhere right now, but you're right here, tuned in. Everything and Anything podcast. Black Boys Deserve to Smile, coming soon, my new album. I Call this one wine and cheese. Okay. It's a solid mission and we got the goods here. Since I write with my left, my good ear. It's 2024, we about to have a good year, that's how I seen it. Written in the sky, it appeared, enough of this small talk. Shit has gotta change, this time it's gonna cost. Everybody can't go, it's really their own fault. Words can't express how I really prepared to be my own boss, so I gotta express it. For the peace at all costs, you gotta protect it. There's a message in the music, Harvard collection. Still expressing that the fact that I'm the professor. I'm getting further off the fact that I'm trying to do better. Auntie Nadia told me I'm ahead of my time. An old soul setting tones in debt to the grind. Trying to step on what's mine is like stepping on mines. I got my head in the game and my neck on the line. All these notifications that I get is a sign. I'm aware all these things we wishing to find. Been in the dark long enough, now I'm wishing to shine. This no gimmick, my guy. Wait, let me get this straight. Since it's all you can eat, let me get a plate. Watch me demonstrate. Blessed, black, and highly favored. It's clear as day that they feel away. So why they feel away? I'm eating like I just got a deal with brand new 4 wheels, and I got them in they feels. So turn that frown upside down. This a full circle moment. Everybody come around. Ain't no shame. It's alright. It's okay. It's alright. All we get is one life. We done been in the darkness for too long. Ain't no shame. It's alright. All we get is one life. All this shade. Where's the light? Give me the... Yeah. Could have been a loser, but I rose to the balance. Could have been a prune, but I rose to the challenge. Could have been in the best in the ghost with Khaled. Phantom of the Opera, champagne ballads. Would have had enough time to be in the Marines if it weren't stuck on the scene on TV screens. Them rejecting me was God's plan of protecting me. Seeing both sides of a coin, its own specialty. Could have told Jenny that I knew from the start, but I couldn't cover up the huge hole in my heart. If a mill in the cart, I'm just playing my part of what I should have been. I ain't gonna cry over no spilt milk. Long as I keep it 100, I'm built like Wilt. Would've thought I was Irish to keep getting killed. More alive than I ever been. I can tell they got their eyes on my regimen. Wait, let me get this straight. Since it's all you can eat, let me get a plate. Watch me demonstrate. Blessed, black, and highly favored. It's clear as day that they feel away. So why they feel away? I'm eating like I just got a deal with brand new 4 wheels, and I got them in they feels. So turn that frown upside down. It's a full circle moment. Everybody come around. Ain't no shame. It's alright. All we get is one life. All this shade. Where's the light? We done been in the darkness for too long. Ain't no shame. It's alright. All we get is one life. All this shade. Where's the light? Give me a second to gather my thoughts. Okay.
That was it, boy.
Race.
Hey you! Yeah you! Subscribe nigga!